Yo, so I'm about to perform my new song, Akasha, that I just dropped.
Akasha, rising with no sun. Sink your teeth in me. Blood tide that you need. Akasha. Sharp fingernails, painted in black. Scratch your nightmare across my back. Levitate, problems escalate. Stitch my eyes so I can see my fate. Deceiving, a sharp-toothed demon. She leads me to her stone where I shouldn't go. Believing your wicked treason, 11 feet below. If you midnight, never leave a trace, burning all the ash, choking on the gas. You don't even need a light match. Bloodlust, handcuffs, chainsaw, it's a blood brawl. Akasha, Akasha, Akasha. You don't even need a light match.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now tune in to the LIQ podcast. You know the deal, you know the vibes. Episode 29, we are officially here. I'm excited. Before we go on with this episode, as usual, let's just run through some preliminaries real quick. You know what I'm saying? First of all, make sure you guys call the hotline if you guys want to be in the show. 626-209-9402. Also, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. We got to get it up one time for the one time. You hear the bing, bong, real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for today's episode. We have our guest is originally from Colorado. He's now in Hollywood going crazy. He's a photographer, rock star that has shot the biggest names in the industry. All the people that you like, you know what I'm saying, fan out about. You know what I'm saying? He shot Lil Wayne, Post Malone, Future, MGK. He even has a plaque with MGK. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody touching his couch literally has credentials. And there's a lot of people try to come on here that don't got the credentials yet. You got to get the credentials up. You feel me? We going to get it right. Ladies and gentlemen, help me give a big hand for Nathan James. Let's go. Hey, hit the bombs on him.
Let's go.
Yeah. There we go.
I love it.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I got some mixed feelings today. Last night I got a phone call that my hometown in Louisville, Colorado burned.
I was seeing that on Instagram. I seen you post a picture of it. I didn't want to dive straight into that convo when you pulled up here. You get me? I figured we would talk about it, but let's kind of go over that. Like, what's happening in the city right now? Do you know what started it? Or
Yeah. So the two power lines fell, and they just landed in a grass field. And the fire started going crazy. And the winds are just crazy over there right now.
Yeah, they're like you said, like 100 miles an hour or something
100 mile
crazy.
plus.
Yeah.
So the fire was just flying fire. And it's December in Colorado with fires in a suburb. Like, it's unheard of. You know what I mean?
That's never happened the whole time you grew up there.
Yeah, never. And my mom was telling me too, there's been like really no snow or rain, so everything's really dry, and it's also just been like way windier than it's ever been. So it's just global warming and all that stuff going on. I have a lot of friends.
You feel like the end times are coming? You know, they say when like the weather gets crazy, it's kind of like gearing towards the end of this shit.
Yeah, man, that's what it kind of felt like. And like, I have a lot of friends there that the houses that I grew up playing in, hanging out in, they're gone, man. And my neighborhood that my mom lives in, right? If her house is here, there were houses on this side of the neighborhood and that side of the neighborhood that all just burned. But that middle section where my mom stays was good.
Damn, that's crazy. Hey, prayers right now, real quick. Prayers is up to everybody in Colorado. We pray for everybody to be able to get back up on their feet. I think that's the hardest part about having a tragedy like that is you don't plan for these things.
No.
You don't plan for these things at all. And then having to bounce back, it's just like you got to find inner strength for this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because you got families. You get me? Like you got, yeah, man.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I always express to people, like in any situation of loss, is that you have to mentally prepare yourself of just, hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
And
But do you actually, in your own life, do you actually prepare for the worst?
I tried to.
Because I feel like everybody just like hopes for the best. They're like, yeah, we'll deal with that when it comes. You get me? Like,
Well,
do you actually prepare for like?
I
do. Not just in like the where you live and stuff like that. I'm talking about like on your day to day like life.
Yeah,
you get me?
just my lifestyle of business and creative. I'm always at least having a plan B or plan C in terms of like, okay, if something were to just cluster fucks and go south as fuck, I have solutions that I can pinpoint off of and pivot and go a different direction. Like a lot of the time with music videos, when I'm doing a music video, I know something is going to be fucked up and go wrong.
Everything
So
always does.
I'm already prepared to not, lose my shit that much and know that I'm going to have to find solutions.
Yeah.
You know?
Part of the creation process, though, as a creator, is dealing with problems.
Always.
I feel like that's what makes the project or whatever you're working on unique, dope, fire, crazy, is that you plan something out, and then I feel like this, like with events, with photo shoots, video shoots, anything you try to plan, it always gets hectic before it gets like calm.
You know what I say? I tell people my lifestyle, because of what I do with photography and music, it's organized chaos.
Yeah, for real.
And once you accept that, if you're in this industry or for people trying to be in this entertainment industry, once you accept that this lifestyle and this business is all organized chaos, you relieve so much physical and mental stress off of you.
Yeah.
And you can just, move forward quicker. You know what I'm saying?
My translation is it's elegantly hood.
Elegantly hood, yeah.
Yeah, it's elegantly hood. Sometimes you get to get right. Sometimes you got to get dirty. You feel me?
Yeah. No, that's the real shit. Yo, real shit. I always tell people too, everyone wants to do shit the pretty way, right? They want to do it the most effortless, suave, you know what I mean? But like real shit, at the end of the day, you got to get ugly. You got to go do the shit you don't want to do so you can do the stuff you do want to do. You know?
And it really shows that I feel like I said, like going into, I'm excited to have you, number one, not just because you're an artist and you're a rock star, like the fact that you're behind the lens, like for me, I've always wanted to give us a voice. You get me when I say us is because I'm behind the camera as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are behind the camera, they don't really know how to translate their ideas other than behind the camera. You get me? And like just to see you here, that's like I said, that's why I'm excited. But seeing your post and the things that you're posting, like your BTS of your video shoots, it looks crazy, bro. Yeah. And like it looks crazy. Like I don't know if you guys were on like a pool table or something crazy, but you were like coming up. And there was mad people around you.
Out of the coffin.
Yeah, the coffin scene. Yeah. And watching it, I'm like, yo, this is, it looks fire if it was any other artist. But hearing you while you're coming up, like directing it, I'm like, that's even more fire. Yeah, like you're hands-on with it.
Super hands-on. I think so many people don't realize that my whole team is right here, is myself. There is no manager. There is no investor. There is none of that shit. Like I pay for everything out of my own pocket, all from the money that I make from my photography shit that I also self-built and taught myself. So as a creator to creator, I know lots of creators, can relate to that because a lot of us just start with fucking zero. Yeah. And so much fumbling.
Did you learn that side of the business as far as manager and all that other aspects or the other hats through working with bigger artists and seeing how production actually worked on that end?
Yeah, you know what? Doing photography helped me so much with learning how to manage my own music career. And
like give us an example.
Yeah, so even just stuff like, being on set, whether it's for like a photo shoot or a music video, I just, know what needs to be involved to get it done. And then same with
set etiquette.
Yeah, set etiquette. Yeah. And a lot of the business stuff, like with splits and just like, how's a song, there's a master, there's the publishing, how it works with producers, points on records, just all that little businessy things, how to monetize different distribution platforms, marketing shit.
Yeah, when I was doing music, they gave me a small check for a little piece of the hook I was a part of, and then like an ad lib at the end I was a part of, and I didn't realize the more you say on a track, the more percentage you get.
Yeah.
Oh, after I found that out, I was like, you're yelling on every part of it. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So what do we got? What do we got going on right now? Like what's moving for you right now? What does 2022 look like?
Yeah, man. So I'm in a point in my life where it's so clear, my vision right now of what exactly I want to do creative wise with my music and my sound.
What is that?
So yeah, I was the music I do is rock.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many subcategories of rock, but the lane that I'm, right now in my career really going down towards is new metal and industrial and like hard rock. I guess kind of those three categories would cap it,
I don't know if this was your last interview, but the dude's living room you were in.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that you were on his couch chopping it up with him.
Yep.
Shout out to homie, I forgot his name, but he did a really good job of interviewing you. Like his conversational skills went crazy.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
And in that interview, I heard that you say like everybody's version of rock right now is like a rendition of the 90s rock.
Yeah.
And so to hear you now from that episode, to hear you now and saying, I know what it looks like, and it's called new metal. You get me? Like that to me, that's fire as a creator. Like you're able to see it ahead of time. I just got done doing the recap of the pod and stuff like that. And I remember being in episodes and trying to like not convince people, but like I seen the vision. And so people were around, but they just didn't get it. And I'm like, yo, you don't like, dog, are you serious? But now where I'm at today, I look back at it and I'm like, oh, that was in my head. Like I wasn't there yet. You get me? Like these were all attempts.
Yeah.
You get me? And so to where you're going now, like what does new metal look like? Like,
yeah,
because with the music you have now, it's not even there, right?
Yeah. So my last two songs I released, Akasha and Appetite, those are those are two songs that I have out that represent the direction of where I'm going right now, which fall into that category of new metal and industrial and hard rock. And I hope eventually I continue to, polish that even more and kind of create my own inner genre within the genre. Yeah. I don't know what that would be called, but
kind of describe new metal for us. Like.
Yeah. So new metal is like a combination of hard rock, which new metal would be, it's like rap rock. There's elements that are super hard rock, super metal, but then there's also parts that are like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, you know what I mean, stuff, shit like that. So
the next time you hear this 4 years from now, you're gonna be in a totally different space. Totally different space.
Yeah. And I think what's so cool about, in 2022, music has evolved so much to where, like, when you ask me, like, what is new, how would you describe new metal? I don't even feel comfortable with describing it as like it's this, because yes, at one point it was just this, but I love that within the genres, just like everything else in the world, the genres evolve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's cool to see that, okay, new metal in, the early 2000s versus now, should be something that's somewhat different. It shouldn't be the same thing it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's anybody. The main focus in all things is growth.
Yeah.
Evolution.
And
I think it's important not to try to recreate what's already been done, but recreate it with your own sauce too. You know?
Being in this lane, in this field in which you're in, you're like fully indulged into the lifestyle, right?
Yeah, I'm super about the culture.
Yeah, you get me, from the clothing to the hair to the tattoos. Like, you look like a rock star. Like, you get me? So being able to just be comfortable in your own skin, to just dive all the way in, do you deal with the adversity of like being misunderstood a lot from just like regular people?
Yeah, you know, the times in my life where I was the most misunderstood was elementary, middle, high school, and college. And middle school, like, you know, the elementary, middle school, high school days, I was always that one kid that like just dressed completely different than anyone else.
Were you always like in the rock lane though?
No, I was
different like how?
No, I grew up very like 50-50 with rock and hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, that combination. So I come from both backgrounds of, you know, the rock side, the hip hop side, as well as the Latin side. I love Latin music. So like all three of those kind of cultures and genres of music is what I grew up on. And my dress style was just, you know, it was a very combination of like, you know, emo, gangster, hood, punk, alternative. Like, it was just, you know, some days were more this side, some days were more that side, you know, but I was always, I mean, bro, I was ridiculed. Like, oh, what the fuck are you wearing? You know, and I never cared. I always just did what I did. I knew I was going to get shit for it. Yeah. But that's what I liked.
Yeah. You know? I mean, growing up, I felt like I went through my phases as well. And I've always did the same. I've always kind of went through the same thing. Like, this is just what I'm on. I was in the East Coast early when I was young. So by the time I got to high school, like, this is before Air Forces got popping everywhere. Like, you get me? Like, I showed up freshman year at a Mexican school with Air Forces that only the Puerto Ricans in New York wearing. They're like, yo, what are you wearing? Like, this and that, Fat Farm. Like, back in the day, you get me? Like, I showed up on this side of town just totally different from everybody. Everybody's looking at me like, yo, where are you from? Even now with the way I talk, right? Everybody's like, you got an accent. Like, you from here, you from there. Like, they just don't get it. But it's not. It's not for everybody.
No,
you get me.
And to piggyback off of that, I think, I mean, for me, right, the thing I love most about humankind is individuality. And I like seeing different shit. I like seeing different people, different fashions, different styles. I might look at someone's, you know, fashion style and be like, I fucking hate that. It's whack as fuck, but good for him. Because I'm glad he's doing what he wants to do.
He's running it up.
Because there's someone, there's someone looking at me being like, yo, what the fuck is that guy wearing? But hey, good for him. You know what I mean? And my dress style has always been different over the years. But then there was a time when I was really just doing photography where that was the first time ever in my life where I didn't care about what I wore. It was my least fashionable time because I was just so behind the lens. I was like, you know, I cared more about other people's looks than my own. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of lost myself a little bit with that, you know, because I was just living this behind the lens shit, you know.
And I think a lot of shooters kind of fall into that lane as well, right? But like being around people like Machine Gun Kelly and Lil Wayne and things like that, like, you're just able to see somebody that's fully just indulged into what they're into. Yeah. You get me? So they're like, what kind of influences did you pick up on set?
Man, I have the craziest story for you with Lil
What's
Wayne.
up?
Okay, this is crazy. All right. So we're at the shoot location and I'm with his manager, right? And Wayne is 4 hours late, okay? And so he was like doing something and, you know, I wasn't mad or whatever. It's just, you know, the guy's a fucking legend. He can be as late as he wants, you know? Yeah. So we're just chilling, we're waiting there. And, you know, I shot some photos of his manager too while we were just waiting. And Wayne shows up, got a whole entourage with him. And, you know, it's like the president just showed up. You know what I mean? Gets out of the Sprinter, security, his whole squad, you know, and just walks into the room and, you know, have everything set up. This chair he sits on because we're doing some headshot stuff, right? And he sits down. I swear to God, this photo shoot lasted about 9 seconds. And I got maybe I think 7 or 8 photos off. I didn't even, and this was just me testing the light. You know? And I'm really good at what I do with these headshot stuff. So like it was already ready to go.
Yeah.
But you know, I fire off all these shots like real quick in about like 9 seconds. Yes, 7 seconds. She was like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "All right, cool, we good." That was it. Just got up. And, yo, thanks, brother. Yo, thanks, brother. And I was like, yo, you sure you don't want to, like, I don't know.
You want, hey,
I don't know if we got it.
Hey, as a shooter, though, hey, everybody, as soon as they shoot, they, like, immediately want to show the artist. Like, yo, look.
Yeah, this is the direction we're going.
He didn't even care.
Yeah, know what he said? He was like, I trust you. I know we got it. And we did. There was this one. There's one image in there that was like the one.
Did you have Did you have the speed shooter on? Or?
No, I just you know, I was just shooting a bunch of just shots as he was like, you know, moving
around.
Yeah. And then I was gonna just let him, because I always like to guide people.
Yeah.
But not right away. I let them do their thing, and you know, they'll either ask like, "How's that looking?" or "What should I do?" You know.
Yeah.
But he just, you know, super pro, super professional, knows exactly what the fuck he wants to do. We got it. We out. Good shit. Boom.
hey, that was the quickest check you ever got.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A 9 second shoot, bro.
Yeah, maybe 7 seconds.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'd never experienced that, and I just remember being like, man, that's some boss shit.
Yeah, just to walk in 4 hours late, knock out 7 seconds, and be out.
Yeah, I was like, man, what a story. I was like, I'll tell that story to everybody. I thought that was so dope.
Yeah.
I was just like, man. And I remember right before I shot him, right? I got my camera like this. He's right in front of me. I'm about to shoot him, you know? I'm about to shoot him like this. I'm just like, holy shit. I'm about to shoot Lil fucking Wayne. And then click, click, done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fire. Like, there's certain people that know how to feed the camera.
Yeah.
You get me? There. I've worked with, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have too, right? There's people that you've worked with that like try to overproduce for the lens, and you're like, yo, cool it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's just also being familiar with, you know, each artist, each individual has a different, you know, perspective they want to show visually. So some people's more simple, some are more complex, but it definitely takes time and lots of shoots to figure out like what you want to portray out to the world.
Yeah,
know?
and shout out to Jalen Barron. She's an actress that I've shot. That she's one of the few people that I've shot that actually knows how to just like turn it on. Like she'll be chilling, hey, here talking, like, oh, cool, oh, we're ready to go. Like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
All right, bet we good. Like,
yeah,
it's
you know,
the same
I've
thing,
only
bro. It's
shot
crazy.
one girl, and her name was Samara, who was just like the craziest model ever. It was insane. She could be like asleep, passed out, and you're like, yo, pose, and she just boom, boom, boom.
She turned it
like
on.
like the craziest, coolest, most just intelligent, sexy, just dope, elegant editorial poses you've ever seen. I'm like, man, this girl's really good.
She knows how to do it.
So there's a few of those models out there who are really, really good at stuff. But the Machine Gun Kelly album cover was even like a crazier story.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we shot it at his house. He calls me up. We have time to shot it?
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, we're on a podcast, bro. We got time today. We got time today.
Yeah, so this photo shoot was crazy. I'm literally in my house at my kitchen table, and I'm on Machine Gun Kelly's Spotify. I'm like, man, this guy's been like ultra blowing up lately, right? And I get a FaceTime from his drummer, Rook.
Yeah.
And I answer it, and it like hangs up right away. I was like, that didn't look like a Rook. It was like real quick. And then it calls me again. Rook numbers calls me again. And I answer the FaceTime, and it's just Machine Gun Kelly. And this is my first like interaction with him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, what up?
What's going on?
He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just chilling. He's like, yo, I need you to shoot my album cover. I was like, oh, hell yeah. When do you want to do it?
Yeah.
He's
Was
like,
this the first time that you have actually worked with him before?
Yeah, that was the first time ever. That was my first conversation with, yeah, that was my first conversation with him and everything.
He's like, yo, pull up.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I need you to shoot my album cover.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you going to do? He's like, right now. It's like, all right, cool. So I had a shoot that was coming in an hour. And I told him like, yo, I got to go do this, a big opportunity.
We got to shuffle some cards real quick.
I was like, we're going to have to do this later another day. That they totally understood. And I go over to his house, I shoot this shoot, and we just did a bunch of headshot stuff, right? Yeah. And we get done, and I'm sitting on the couch.
Because it was last minute, was there any direction on it, or it was just like, yo?
No, there wasn't really. There was kind of like, we'll figure it out as we go. We're gonna do some sort of headshot thing. And then when we got done, I'll never forget. It was so wild to me that I'm on my laptop, sitting on a couch like this, right? And MGK's right here, and Megan Fox is right here, and we're all three of us just looking at these images together. And I'm just like, wow, 6 hours ago, I woke up not knowing this would be happening. Like, it's so crazy. I'm shooting this guy's album cover. All these people, it was just crazy, right? Yeah. So when we think we got the images for the cover, front and back, we're like, all right, cool, good. The next day, he calls up me and Modson and is like, yo, we got to reshoot the cover again. I'm not fucking with it. It's too editorial, like, it's too face shotty. Let's do something different. So we're like, shit, all right. And he's like, but I only have an hour and then I gotta go. And we gotta submit this thing because the original cover was a drawing that was copyrighted. Yeah. Like the guy who designed the cover stole the design from someone else. So that's why he called me, because they had to come up with a new concept.
At this point, had you shot Lil Wayne 9 seconds already?
No. Lil Wayne shoot had
was after. Oh, okay. So the hour time, you're like, damn, we got to crunch.
Yeah. So
I was you didn't have the battery in your back yet. Like, yo, I just saw it 9 seconds. We could do this.
So what ends up happening? So I go back to his house a second time, right? And I remember he was like, it was just rushed energy, because they're like, we got to get this shit done, and we didn't know what we wanted to do, and there was fires that had just happened somewhere in the mountains or whatever. So the sky was really like crazy from this fires. There's ash falling and everything. Yeah. And Modson's like, yo, what if we just shoot it in the pool? So his backyard pool was empty. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. So we start to take some photos down there, and I didn't want to waste time. So I was like taking some angles and shots, be like, yo, you fuck with this? Oh, no? Okay, cool. Let's move on. Yeah. So what ended up being the album cover, right? He's standing on top of that hot tub shit. Yeah. And I take this one photo of him, and I went to go show him to make sure. He's like, that's it. We're done. That's the one. And then that ended up being the one. Yeah.
I think...
And then it goes #1 in the world, right? Yeah. That's what's even more crazy. Like, I shot it being like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. This is great. And then it's like, #1 in the world, Billboard.
And it went crazy.
Holy shit.
I think that's the thing. Taking from Lil Wayne and Machine Gun Kelly, like, there's this intuition as an artist that you just got to have and hold and know when it's there. You get me? Like, I feel like a lot of people that are aspiring to be there, they're in their head a lot, bro. And they don't know when they have it. And even when they have it, they hold it for 6 months or they hold it for a year. And they're like, it's not this, it's not that. It's like, bro, just shoot it off. You get me?
Yeah,
like,
just put it out.
Yeah, just put it out. But you got to know when it's there, obviously. But when you're at a high level pace like these artists are in, like, things could switch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, time goes. Like I went to Belgium on a whole music opportunity I did, and I literally just seen like the industry just move fast, bro. And then I came home on an airplane and was like, oh shit, I gotta go deliver granite now. Like, you get me? Like, it was the craziest like contrast I've ever been in. But to understand, like, when you're in the mix of it and money's involved and time's involved and labels are involved, ain't no time for feelings, bro.
Like I say, organized chaos.
Yeah, that's the organized chaos.
Yep. It's just, and that's what I've learned from being in this shit. It's just the whole industry is always organized chaos, and that's okay. That's normal. You just have to be someone who is able to adapt, adjust, pivot, boom, 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 you know?
From being around that stuff, like, what have you learned about artists that are on top of their wave? Like, how do you sustain a wave? Like, when you got a buzz, or like when you got a good #1 album, or you're doing numbers right now with your song or whatever, like, with the organized chaos, knowing it's going to go off and on and off and on and all that stuff, how do you maintain above water? Or how do you maintain the buzz? Or how do you stretch it out, you know?
Yeah, I'd say one of the #1 things, though, before anything else, is to maintain is your mental health. Because if your mental's not right, that'll stop you from doing everything physically that you want to do. you know? And that's something I struggle with like crazy. There might be days or even times or a time of day I'm feeling really good. And then I'm just like, you know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's just part of how I am. I try to work on it the best I can, but the best way to continue momentum in the entertainment business, whatever type of artiste you are, is just staying consistent.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
you
I
just
think
have to stay consistent. There's no other secret.
Yeah.
Make great art and stay consistent. I stress that so much to people is
consistency is the hard part.
Consistency is the hard part. And where people go wrong in the entertainment industry is everyone, most of the time, right, is like, okay, well, how can I make money though?
Yeah. So how do I get bread?
Yeah, which is good. It's a valid ass concern, right? Yeah. But in order to make bread, you gotta reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
You gotta make something great. Once you have something great, the people will come. You know, you build it and they will come.
Yeah.
And that's what I did with my photography. I remember when I first started photography, I was like, money, money, money.
Yeah.
And nothing was coming. And I was like, man, hold on. I watched this guy, inspired me. His name's Neil Gaiman. And anyone who's an artist should watch this on YouTube. This guy's Neil Gaiman. He gives this like 24-minute speech to this art institution, right? At a graduation. And he says in the interview, he's like, as an artist, right, the number one thing you want to focus on is making good art. Because if you don't like the art you make and you don't make money from it, then what do you have? You have absolutely nothing. Yeah. So at least make sure it's awesome, great art that you make, that you love. Because if no one sees it and you don't make any money off of it, then at least you have
the
for
feeling.
Yourself.
Yeah, you have the feeling.
Because the last thing you want, and I've been there too, where like you do something like, okay, I made no money off it. I don't like how it looks. So what, it was just a waste of time. Yeah. I have nothing, you know? So that's when my whole process switched. And I was like, okay, let me just take photography back. I was like, so right, let me just do the shit that I like and that I think is cool and I think is dope. And I did it, and a lot of people liked it. And then all the money came with it. And other opportunities as well.
Yeah, you know? And I think it's crazy. Hey, John, his first photo shoot was Mac Miller, bro.
Yeah.
Mac Miller was his first photo shoot. And he lied his way into that. He's like, yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah,
like, run it up. Going crazy.
That's a crazy. Yeah, see, that was a crazy story
but
too.
I like your story, bro, because you moved here from Colorado. You jumped. There's a lot of people that live by faith out here, right?
Yeah.
And you literally just like, that's why when you talk about like mental health and stuff like that, I honestly believe you go through it because in the interview that I heard with, the last one you were in, like, you jumped and you just took a month to just figure life out here. And then from there, it's about planning, plotting, gaming, and all that stuff is inside here, bro.
Yeah.
All them battles is inside here. Before you even touch the ground running, you get me? You got to understand the game. And for myself, like every time I hit a roadblock, I just stopped, right? And I just try to like fix the problem. And when the problem wasn't fixed immediately, I got caught in my own laziness, right? Because I'm like, all right, well, it's not there. It'll come. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll do this, whatever. And by the time I realized it, I try to like start this a lot sooner. See, I try to start season 3 a lot sooner than I should have. And it was like the hardest thing to do, bro. It's almost like going to the gym and trying to lift the same weights you used to lift. It's like, nah, bro, you got to start back with the 25s before you hit the 45s. You get me? Like,
you put 245 plates on each hand.
Yeah.
Is that 225?
Is that what you benching?
I used to. Not anymore. I used to hit that. Yeah, when there was a time where I was just lifting. Yeah. And I showed her a photo once. Yeah. And I was just, I don't even look like me. I look like Hercules. Yeah. Like that, I'm not even playing. I'll show you the photo. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I was monstrous. Yeah. I was a monster.
But it's crazy because, I mean, and this goes out to everybody out there trying to pursue anything, right? The longer you wait, the more you stop, you have to restart.
Oh, yeah. So
you have to hit. There's no way to just pick up where you left off. I don't care what it is, because mentally you're in a whole different state. life has just moved. Time has passed. People are different. The taste, everything is different.
Yeah.
You get me? So the more you stop, the more you got to restart. And so the point is, what we're trying to do is not restart.
Yeah, honest. That's a great point, man. That's probably the worst thing.
Yeah.
Anyone who starts anything, whatever your business is restarting.
It's the hardest thing to do.
That's the hardest thing.
I feel like starting is easier than restarting. Because starting, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of like, yo, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this and this and that. Once you take a swing and you put it down and you try to pick it back up, it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, as an artist, you feel like it's tainted goods. You feel me?
Yeah, you're like, man, I already did this.
Yeah, like
it's not.
Where else can it go? Yeah,
I gotta do it again. Yeah. Oh, I feel that. I'm feeling it right now. Like if I had to restart the photography process, God, that's horrible.
To have an out of towner here, living here, being successful, doing his thing, like these are victory stories that I'm excited to get behind, or even just have an interaction with, because I'm trying to be around winners, bro. Like, you get me? Like,
I feel you.
I'm not trying to be around anything else, bro. Like, the homie brought over this dude on my couch that was just drugged out. He was just drugged out, bro. Like, the dude was on ketamine, right? I don't know what the hell ketamine is, right? Bruh, he's like, interview the homie. I said, no, bro. I said, because I don't want to make it look cool for just drug addicts to just be chilling on my couch. Like, it's not a cool thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole other thing. Like, there's a whole other issue that's going on there. But I'm not trying to be around that. I'm not trying to promote it. I'm not trying to be anywhere around people that ain't going in the direction I'm trying to go in. You get me? Like,
I feel you, man. And to touch on that, like I've never done drugs or alcohol my entire life. You know, I never smoked, never drank, none of that. Now, people who do that stuff, that's their decision. I don't, try to press on them to.
You get a lot of friends that try to press you all the time?
Yeah, there's people who don't know. They'll be like, yo, take a shot or take a this or that. I'm like, no, I don't do that. Like, oh, come on, just one tonight. I'm like, bro, I don't think you get it. I don't drink ever.
I've never done it.
Ever. Yeah.
You've never tasted it?
I mean, I've tasted it accidentally I was trying to get like lemonade at like a barbecue.
Yeah.
And
it was the mix. It was a jungle juice.
Yeah. And I just took I put it in my mouth like, well, that tastes not right. And I just spit it out,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the closest thing to alcohol.
I didn't take my first drink until I was 21, bro.
Damn.
I actually waited to use my card. I didn't wild out. I was a late bloomer. You feel me? All of my homies were getting drunk at 14, wilding out,
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, I shout out to you, because I feel like a lot of people, to even put themselves out there, right? To even walk down the street and just be comfortable in their own skin, or even be at a bar or be at a party and be themselves. There's people that have to drink.
Yeah.
They have to smoke because they don't know. Like, I've been at...
It's become a crutch.
It became a crutch. Bro, dead ass. I know people that will pull up, and because they don't know what else to do or what else to say, they'll just start rolling up. Yeah. It's there. I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, I see those guys all the time.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, those are the guys that's like, oh, what's the vibes? All right, cool, chilling. All right, let me roll this up real quick.
Yeah. And no, for me, I mean, I'll do it too once in a while. Like if I'm getting here, cool. Like there's times that I smoke, before a meal and after a meal. You get me? The before blunt and the after blunt.
The preparation?
Yeah, the preparation and the after. But I really commend you for being that type of person, especially in the field that you're in. I've shot Hollywood, bro, like the nightclub scene. One of my homies was a bar manager out there at Liaison. And I was never around the Hollywood crowd like that until later on in life, right? And you just see people just doing coke openly, just dead ass openly. And I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. To the point where there's one of these signs by the restroom and says, don't do coke in the restroom.
Yeah.
So everybody just does it outside. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, it is wild, man. It's easy to get lost in the sauce out here, especially LA. I've seen so many girls, guys all come to LA wanting to come here to do something. Yeah. And they just get lost in the playground of LA.
Because it's fun, right?
Yeah, because, for you know, young adults, LA's a playground, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a playground. It's,
Where's the
and
wildest?
no one wants to be off of recess. Everyone wants to stay at recess. No one wants to go back into school and work. You know?
Where's the wildest place you like ended up in LA?
Oh man. There's definitely been some crazy spots off the top of my head.
I'll give you time to think. Like
Yeah.
for me, one time the homies were here from out of town, and we ended up at this. They wanted to go like see Hollywood, so I took them to Playhouse. After Playhouse, there was a whole other play. We ended up at somebody's apartment, right? From just like when you mix and mingle, we ended up at somebody's apartment.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a regular apartment. I mean, it was a regular apartment, but the party was like. It was like a Zodiac party.
Yeah.
So like it was the craziest thing. And I'm not deep into Zodiac, right? And I'm like, they literally talk to you and be like, yo, what are you when you born? Okay, yeah, we don't fuck with you.
That's
Like,
the
who
most
are you?
LA shit.
Oh yeah, we fuck with you. Like, yeah, I rock with you. Like, just depending on your Zodiac. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, our signs are compatible.
Yeah.
That's some LA shit too. You go other parts of the world, that's not as much of a thing as it is in LA. Oh, what sign are you?
Yeah. So many people told me what I was. I had to stop saying I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm a Sag. I don't know what it means, but I say it
and
with
you got
pressure.
the abbreviation, right?
Yeah, I'm a Sag. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah, for real. Do you know your sign?
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries?
Yep.
Are you into that at all or no?
Nah.
Nah.
I'm not into it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
with
it's
you.
dope. I'm like, that's cool. But I'm not like living my life, do or die by it.
Yeah, all I know is that I'm like outgoing. That's what like a Sag means. You're like aggressive and outgoing. You're an extra.
I think Aries
yeah.
is similar to you. Like, you're really determined and
Yeah.
outgoing and very, some shit.
Yeah, I
like
rock with you, going crazy. Being around Machine Gun Kelly, has that influenced your sound, your look, or anything at all?
No, not at all.
Have you asked him to get on a song yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. That would be amazing. But what he has influenced me in is just like work mode. Like, I've seen him just be very like, let's go
On it.
now. I want it now. Let's get it done now. Let's finish it right now. Let's do it right. And so that's been his biggest influence on me, is just his work ethic.
Yeah. How do you balance your time between both? Like
Photography and music.
Yeah, photography and music. Like, how do we say, oh, today we're doing a song, tomorrow we're shooting, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Definitely my calendar helps. But even then, there's times where I like overlap shit because I forgot to put something in. But it's hard.
Were you always a calendarer?
No, I had to be.
You had to learn that
I had
skill?
to be. Yeah, I had to.
That's hard as hell. I'm not a calendar person.
Because it's not like, okay, I know I go to this job every day at 9 and I'm off at 5 and that's it. I'll do the work when I'm there, Like, this is like, I'm going to be here this day, that day, this time, this thing, that person, this phone call. Oh, got to edit this, send that. Like, it's crazy, So, that's to balance it all. I do a lot of work at night because that's when like the world is silent. Not my phone's not blowing
Going
off
crazy.
like crazy. And I can just focus and I'll be in my room.
Yeah,
and I'll be up there till like, a lot of times, till the sun comes up.
You a morning person?
No, definitely.
Nah.
Well, I guess I am because if I'm up till 6 a.m., then I'm on my
Yeah,
morning person.
hey, he texted me at 6:45 like, yo, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I said, damn, this nigga up early. Like,
Yeah, I haven't gone to sleep yet. Even like last night, I went to bed at like 6 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
But for me, that works well. But
Those are
when
the
I
work
gotta be up,
hours.
I gotta be up early, I'll be up early.
Yeah. And I feel like time is all, I mean, I don't even know if I'm using this in the right way, but time is all subjective.
So
like,
subjective.
Yeah, like I've learned, the way I learned how to edit, I was in Philly living in a trap house for a month on an editing project. Craziest thing I've ever been through in my life, bro. Like, it just opened me up like crazy. But it was like my editing boot camp, right? Editing 18 hours a day. They're like, yo, what do you need? I was like, weed and Wi-Fi. Like, just bring it in and just keep me going. You get me? Like, that's all I need. And going through all that, like, I was just going to bed at crazy hours, waking up at I was losing tracks of days, time. Like, what is it, like around 2 right now? Is it afternoon yet? Like, where we at? But around that time, it made me who I was. And I learned that in that season, like, time doesn't matter. Like, the weekend, I think Gary Vee speaks on this a lot. Like, he's like, I think he has a thing called, like, Fuck Fridays or something like that. Like,
Gary does?
yeah, like, he doesn't celebrate, like, the Friday. Like, the people that work, they like, oh, Friday's here, so we get the weekend. And, like, like, nah, bro, this doesn't stop. Like, we're on. Like, you get me?
Yeah, I love that you say that, because I'm very similar in the way that I look at time too, is right. Everyone's time, like you said, is subjective, you know, and all that matters is like, hey, there's this amount of, there's just existing time, you know, and I don't section off, like you said, like it's Friday or Saturday. I just know I'm up.
And we need to get shit done.
We need to get shit done. That's it. I'm up and we need to get shit done, you know?
Yeah.
And one thing I try to do to help achieve and like accomplish my goals is, instead of setting a goal list for the year, I set a goal list for 3 months, and then the next 3 months, and the next 3 months, and the next 3 months. You know, so
do you do resolutions, New Year's resolutions?
No,
you don't do resolutions.
No, it's just like, for me, like, it's just like, again,
we do it when we need to do it. It's time to get busy.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah. It's another day. I got to get shit done. And I know what I want to do next year. Yeah. But instead of planning all my shit out in 1 year, I'll plan out that 1 year of work in 3 months. Yeah. And then another year of work in another 3 months.
Quarterly.
So I try to get 4 years of work done in our society's 1 12-month calendar year.
So tell me about, real quick, the holidays just passed. Talk to me about your family tradition. I seen it, and I'm like, yo, he said this is a family tradition. I wondered how many actually family members like are part of this tradition. Like, his mom there and shit?
Yeah. So
she is?
Yeah. So this family tradition I got is every Christmas Eve, the family goes to the strip club.
Like everybody?
Everybody. Yeah, we're all in there.
Going crazy.
Yeah, the whole family, squad, cousins, aunts, uncles, everybody.
Hey, how did this tradition start?
Okay, yeah. So one Christmas Eve, right? Me and my 2 cousins go to the strip club on Christmas Eve. Okay.
Yeah. How old are you?
I don't know. I was over 18. You know what I mean? So we go to the strip club on Christmas Eve, right? Yeah. And the stripper is dancing on me, and at the strip club you can order food.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like,
shout out the wings.
Yeah, so I got some wings. So I ordered some chicken wings.
Why strip clubs always known for their wings though? Like they don't got chefs in the back. They're like
pizza and wings.
Yeah, pizza and wings
and quesadillas.
And this is in Colorado.
No, this one was in LA. But this was the first LA tradition.
Yeah,
going down, right?
Got you.
So I'm with my cousins, and this girl's dancing on me, and I got my chicken wings, right, in my hand as she's dancing on me, and I'm eating chicken wings as she's dancing on me, right?
What club?
Sam's Hawk.
Sam's, yeah.
So I'm down there, and I'm like, damn, I really want to just, throw some ones right now, but I can't because I got chicken wings in my hand. So I was like, you know what?
Where's my uncle when you need him?
This girl's butt could just hold my chicken wings. So I set the wings on her butt while I was throwing money and taking breaks while eating the chicken wings. She was like perfectly bent over. Wait,
she was holding it or she was shaking
holding it? She was holding it on her back, but still giving me a little wiggle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I remember my cousin filmed it because he's like, yo, this guy's a magician. How is he doing this shit?
So you got the video?
I do have the video somewhere.
I gotta see
super
it.
Distorted, old, grainy, just because it's so low lighting and stuff.
But I got
that video. I got that video where the chicken wings are on there, and I look over at my cousin. I'm like,
nah, type of lap dance I need. The wings aren't gonna stay in one place.
Hey, so how did it become a family tradition and everybody got involved though?
So, I think I'm the one who kind of started it with my friends. Yeah. Of just like, I love going to strip clubs. I just think they're so fun. And then it kind of became like inclusive of the family too. Yeah. And when I moved out to LA.
What's the oldest family member you've taken to the strip club?
I think my uncle is the oldest. He's 68.
Yeah. And he going crazy in the club.
It. Yeah, he picked me up, said, "You ready to go?" Yeah, this year. So the whole my whole LA family. A lot of them had COVID.
Yeah.
So we couldn't all go. So just this year, it was literally just me and my uncle.
Yeah.
And I remember he came to the house, and I was all sad because I was like, damn, it's Christmas Eve. I got no family right now. Everyone's sick. Can't even go to the strip club. Like, damn, you know? Boom, I got a little doorbell at my house. It's like, who the fuck is that? I go downstairs. My uncle is like, let's go. I'm like, let's get it.
He was with the shits.
Yeah.
Hey, on a normal night, how much you throwing out?
I don't like to throw a lot.
Yeah, we ain't going crazy.
No, I'm more of a like, I like the vibe, you know, maybe throw a couple.
Yeah, because I feel like the people that throw a lot, they're just trying to like stunt. Like it's all stunting purposes.
I'm not, yes, there's certain types of people in
So
the strip
what
club.
are the levels in the strip club? Like break it down for me.
Yeah, so there's the, you know, I'll start with the lowest
stunters?
level. There's the guys who like to come in there and just chill, have a drink, relax, talk.
They're not dropping no bread.
Not dropping no bread. You know,
Yeah.
they even hate the fact they got to pay an entry fee. You know, there's those guys, right?
I feel like I'm that guy.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's that guy.
I feel like I'm
You're
dead
I'm
ass
about
that
to
guy.
throw money in your club and you're going to make me pay an entry fee?
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah,
is that,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I don't like that either. So, and then there's the guys who like just to throw a little bit of money and enjoy themselves and just talk. And then there's the guys who love to ball out, where they're throwing their whole fucking paycheck in the air.
Yeah,
you know. And I would never do that. No matter how much money I have, I would never be like, I'm gonna go drop a couple
Make it
grand in a
rain
strip
real
club
quick,
tonight.
yeah.
I just couldn't. I can't justify that.
Wrap your mind around that.
Yeah, I'm the guy who likes to go because I like the music and I like the ones where you get food and I like
Yeah.
to talk. And I just relax with my homies or my people, my family.
Hey,
Just
but
have a
like,
good time.
hey-
Maybe throw couple bucks. You know,
Hey, but like the strippers be lying to you.
what do you mean?
Like they be trying to sell you a dream
Some strippers
to get the bread
yes.
out of you. Are
And
they
you know
good?
what?
They're good at talking.
The biggest misconception about strip clubs
Yeah.
is like there's this like weird aura of air that they're all evil.
Yeah.
And like everything in there is like sin.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like every strip club is different. But I've met some of the most genuine people who either work at the strip clubs or who are dancers there.
Yeah.
At strip clubs, as well as I've also met some of the shittiest people there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just never know. But it just goes to say, no matter what environment you're in life, at a strip club or not, you never know who you're going to meet, and you really can't judge someone until you actually get a chance.
Have you been to a strip club in Atlanta? Because that's like the strip club capital, right?
That is the strip club capital, and the strip club king myself has not been there yet.
Oh yeah, you got to make a trip, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a trip, but yeah, probably one of my.
Because I feel like over here in LA, strip clubs are more for like dudes to get off, right? Except for like Sam's. Sam's is more like a club vibe or whatever.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah,
that's the best feeling. Like welcome home environment. Yeah, like, that ass. You like walk in the strip club, you're like, hey, there's a welcome home mat on the floor when you walk
it looks
in.
more like a club as opposed to like up the block over here.
Yeah.
They just like, this is the gray sweatpants zone. You feel me? Like you're on the hood. You feel me? Like this is where it goes down on this side.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, it's literally like the club. It's like going to Hollywood. You feel me? And going partying at the biggest club. They just have strippers and wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talented as hell.
Yeah, I love. Look, the best strippers are strippers who can actually dance on the pole.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit where I'm just like, wow, like that is a skillful art to be able to move the body and spin around that thing. And it takes a lot of strength and like physical endurance. Like that shit's no joke.
What kind of music do you like to see them dance to though? Because I
love seeing them dance to like 80s hair metal or any kind of like alternative like rock music shit. I think that's like
so the trap.
sexiest.
And
when I go to the strip club,
the trap music, you ain't fucking with it.
I fuck with it all.
Yeah.
I like when they play trap stuff too, but it's just so overplayed in all strip clubs now. It's it's a breath of fresh air when I hear something other than rap being played in the strip club. And it makes the girls move and dance different. I think they dance more sexy when like some sort of like style of rock is playing versus when it's always just trap. Because when it's just trap, that's great too. Because just the outside,
it just bounces.
It's just bounce.
yeah. You just do this.
Cross over 3 legs behind the back. We're just dribbling. But yeah, so my best strip club experience ever was when we're in the peak of COVID. Right?
Yeah,
and everything was shut down. There was this underground strip club. And I think they called it Dollhouse. I can't even remember right now.
What city was this in?
North Hollywood, maybe, I think. It was underground as fuck. There's no promoted, nothing. But it was the most cracking because nothing else was open.
Yeah.
So all these girls would go there. And I'd never seen a strip club that was so packed with so many good-looking women.
Yeah.
I mean, the environment was insane.
Yeah.
So imagine, right? Like, this is what it was like. If there's a grocery store, right? But there's just one for the whole city of LA. It's going to be flooded. It's going to be packed. That's what it was like. There's one strip club. All the drug dealers, the ballers, the scammers.
Everybody was in there.
And the guy who, you know, every
Mr.
walk
Gray,
of life.
and Mr. Gray Sweatpants was there too.
Yeah, Mr. Gray Sweat. Like everybody was at that spot if you knew about it, right? And it was
even Nathan James was there.
Oh man, it was so good.
That's fire.
Those were some of the best strip club times ever, and that's some of the best. Times
Hey, so like 100, you spending 100?
Yeah, I'm not spending more than 100.
100.
It is a very rare occasion now to spend more than 100.
That's crazy. Hey, what does a lap dance cost?
At a strip club, lap dances would cost, you know, anywhere from like 25 to 40 bucks, you know, 1 to 2 songs.
Yeah.
And then there's different levels, you know, like there might be a
that's
VIP.
Crazy. Hey, like you really
the
like the strip
room
club.
or the this or that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I don't even know the ins and outs.
But I think I love the strip club the most just because I'm such a night owl that during the day or the earlier parts of the night, I'll be working a lot. Yeah. Then when I'm done, I don't want to just go to sleep. I want to do something.
You'd be open. On
is the strip club.
Hey, did you see in the beginning of COVID when they had the strip clubs outside, the drive-by strip clubs? What? They have boxes with the rails, and they had strippers dancing in parking lots with poles and masks, bro.
That's
no
beautiful.
way.
That's beautiful.
That shit was crazy.
I missed that one.
Yeah, and then I think it was like in Atlanta somewhere, to be honest with you. And then it went from there. And then it went to like house parties. Like they just started ordering strippers to the house that would pull up. Like you would see it on the internet. Like, okay, like the strip clubs are closed. These strippers are doing bad right now because nobody could go outside. Yeah. So you would see them outside. The drive-by strip clubs is craziest thing I've seen. Yeah, that's just crazy. And then you see like people on Instagram just having the strippers at their house now. Like throwing
that's become like a
parties
thing.
at the house.
Full-on party with the stuff. Yeah, and like. Some of probably one of the coolest nights I had was I went to this strip club with my friend, and he's very well off, and he loves going to strip clubs too. And he gives me a stack of, you know, usually like the big stacks is 1,000 a stack, those big ones, you know. And he just gave me 1,000 stack. He's like, "Yo, oh wait, pause. That's actually I have a better one. That was a great time. The best strip club moment ever. Hold on, now it's coming to me." Yeah. I was in Vegas, okay, and I'm out there with these 2 other artists and a bunch of other people, but it was Lil Xan and I and Swaco, and we're out there, and we're with this guy who's a legit real-life billionaire, okay, like not pretend, like this guy's a real billionaire. Yeah. And so he rents out the entire back special stage VIP room, right, where it's like a separate club, damn near, you know what I mean? And all the girls come in and everything. And he disappears for a while. I'm like, where'd he go, right? And he comes back with this like briefcase, you know, square file box. I'm like, what? And he sets it down. He like puts in a code, like whatever, like unlocks. I'm like, I don't even know where he brought this box out. Opens the box. It's $10,000 in ones, and he just goes, "Have fun." Just gave us $10,000 in ones to have fun.
And what did you do?
We all looked at each other like,
I would have spent 1 and took 9.
I know, right? Like, obviously, anyone would want to do that, but it's like, you know, he's giving you the money to have fun, you know.
Yeah, you got to go crazy.
It'd be, you know, scammy to do that. I would never do that. You know? So I just remember there was this one girl that was working there that I like had my most interest in, you know. And I told my homies, like, yo, don't really throw much money until she goes on stage, then we'll throw all the money. And we were just going crazy, bro. It was just raining.
Hey, how do you curve somebody that you ain't trying to like? Because they all approach you, right?
Yeah, a lot of girls will walk up and try to approach you.
Yeah,
if you make eye contact, they're definitely probably going to approach you.
So you got to keep your head down.
Don't make eye contact.
That's the code.
Yeah, if you're not interested, don't make eye contact. And if they come and try to, hey, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm good right now. I'm chilling." Yeah, you know, just got to be real. Don't waste their time. They don't waste yours. You know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then I invented something called stickers. Next time you go to the strip club, we gotta try stickers. I came up with this on the fly. Yeah. When the girl is dancing, right? You know, they got all the lotion on their body and they're, you know, a little sweaty or whatever, right? You can get the dollar bill to stick on them. right? if you hit it just right with your hand and
you
dollar
gotta
bill.
find the sweaty spot.
So we would have, competition of us, and I made it up of like who can give the most stickers to get a bill to stick. And so in Vegas, I came up with that is stickers at the strip club.
Hey, you had 10,000 ones.
Yeah, we had a lot of chances to try.
Yeah, you had a lot of chances to try. That's crazy.
And then I ended up the next day I came back home to LA. I was getting ready for the studio session to write this song, and I was like, with my homie, I was like, man, I don't know what I want to write about. He's like, bro, write about what just happened in Vegas. I was crazy. And I was like, you're right. Yeah. So I wrote this song called Cinderella. Yeah. And Cinderella is what I named the stripper who worked at the strip club. And
you named her? Did she go by that, or just to you, she's Cinderella?
She didn't go by that. I named her. I was like, I'm going to call you Cinderella. And so I named her that, and I wrote a whole song about it. And so Cinderella is kind of like this song about that Vegas night and what happened. Yeah. And just, that whole like Vegas fantasy of just
crazy.
Cinderella, what I mean? So that's how that went down.
Hey, but your mom's never went with you to the strip club?
My mom's has not gone yet.
Nah.
Not yet. Because my mom is very...
You said family tradition.
My mom's
and Christmas, I'm like, it's taking the whole squad. That shit crazy.
My mom's not physically capable. Yeah. Because like of her health. Yeah. To go. But all the
wrists don't work. You can do stickers for her.
Yeah, all the other aunts, uncles, we're all going in there, cousins, everybody.
Crazy, bro.
But yeah.
All right, let's get into the next segment. This segment is called Talk to Me Nice. Talk to Me Nice is brought to you by Earful. Earful is a clothing company in the city of Norwalk. We're going crazy. I got my man Johnny here today. We're going to do our recap interview after this. What's up, y'all? You want to hop on the mic? You good? Yeah, you good or what? Yeah, we got you ready right there. I was posted up for you today. You know what I mean? What's tight, bro, about this whole podcasting thing? I've learned like there was this thing where like I used to try to make it perfect, right? Like this, that. I've learned how to just like live and just be in the room. Like there's people like you don't have to be quiet. You get me? Like if you got something to say it with your chest. You get me? With your chest. That's just how I feel. All right, we got a few phone calls. Let's get into it. And hold on. Let me split the screen first real quick. All right, first phone call. Let's get into it.
All right.
Hey, man. Yo, this is Big Chili, man. Look, all I want y'all to do is tap in with my boy T-Dub. On Instagram, his ad name is Only Topic. Tap in. He got songs on all platforms. He going crazy. He a youngin' out of L.A. He going up. He putting in work. Y'all need to work with him ASAP. You already know. Tap in with him. And I think his email tdubbookings.
Hey, yo, listen.
Hey, that's a real
we
one.
need more homies like him.
Yeah, wow, huh?
Listen, he didn't even call and plug himself. He said, listen, you need to start messing with the homie.
Yeah.
His address is.
Yo, his P.O. box.
Yeah, sign up. Hey, bro, listen.
That's a great friend right there.
To everybody listening and paying attention right now, we need more people like this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because life is about assembling, right? Life is about building. Life is about having your circle of friends. You choose your friends. You choose your team. If you ever want to advance, surround yourself with people like that. I forgot his name, but shout out the homie, bro. He go crazy.
Wow. That's amazing.
Imagine if somebody called pressing you like that. Like, you need to mess with my mans.
What's crazy is that was, the guy he's promoting or trying to hustle grind. That was me. He's trying to start my shit. So like, everyone has different levels of success, but the level that I'm at, however people view it, I respect that like crazy because we all started there. And so any way that I'm always able to help with, free game or free sauce to another person who really wants it, I'm an open book.
Fire. Yeah. Hey, and then I'm going to listen back. I'll follow in and tap in. I wish I could call you back on the phone right now.
I wish,
I'll call him up real quick.
Yo, what's good?
I'm going to start calling, pressing lines back. I'm about to go crazy. All right, next phone call.
For Nathan James, what was the hardest thing becoming a musician?
All right. What was the hardest thing becoming a musician? I'm assuming from photography.
Yeah. The hardest thing was figuring out the business side, how that really like works. And then it was also hard to figure out like how the recording and the mix and mastering and the stems and all just the elements that, you know, are involved in creating a song was so hard to figure out.
So with the first part, what did you actually learn? Like, what is there a nugget you could leave?
Yeah, I would
as
say,
far as the business and all that stuff, like what was the biggest nugget you learned as far as the way the music industry works as far as like business wise?
I would say business wise, it's important to not guess. Because there's a lot of people like, oh, well, fuck it, we'll just try this, you know? Like, don't guess, really try to get a hold of someone or in contact with someone who really knows the correct information that you should do. That way you don't have to go back later and clean it up. Taking
somebody's word, is that not a good thing to do?
Depending who that person is. Could be or could not be, you know? But, and it's try to get a couple people's words. If there's two people that you really trust, get both their words. And then you can compare them to, or get 3 people or 4 people, you know? And then as you're starting out too, there's a lot of stuff of like developing your sound and figuring out what that is. Like my first song compared to all the stuff that I have that's unreleased and my 2 recent songs are so different. And when I made that first song, never would I have thought that propelled me to the direction I'm moving now. So you just don't know. You can even plan like, yo, I want to be here. But then a year or 2 years go by and you're like, whoa, well, fuck that. I'm glad I'm over here.
My mentor, my life coach that I had growing up, his thing he would say all the time was, things change. Things change. Just be prepared for change because things change. But with what I've done here, there's been places or things that I've wanted to project and where I'm going as far as where the vision in my head is. And then as you put out and produce, other opportunities that you never thought about come into the picture. So it just puts you can't plan for that at all. So it just puts you somewhere totally different. Like, oh yeah, now we got to figure it out over here on this side. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah, but it comes from swinging the bat. You gotta swing the bat. You gotta get your push-ups in, your burpees, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you're doing, if it's music, you gotta put songs out. You gotta drop. You gotta record. You gotta get your repetitions in. Lil Wayne said in an interview, repetition is the father of learning. I repeat, repetition is the father of learning. You get me? So if you want to get anywhere, be repetitive. You get me? Straight up. All right. Anything else you want to add to that?
No.
You good? All right, next phone call.
Yo, how you doing? This is Fritz the Kid from Denver, Colorado. Nathan, how you doing, man? My question for you is, I was just trying to see, how was it like working with Lil Wayne? Because I see you're a photographer, and I saw that you did work with him. I just want to see, like, what was the experience like working with Lil Wayne? Did you learn anything from him? Or, you know, what was the whole vibe like? Because, you know, he's definitely, I'm a rapper myself, and he's, like, one of my favorite rappers. He actually taught me how to rap because, you know, I would just watch videos of him going in the studio and just spitting off the top and just going in. So that kind of motivated me to do the same thing with my music. So I just wanted to see what was the experience like working with that man? Like, how was that like?
Word. All right. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but if we could give us another nugget of something you've learned.
So we definitely talked about that.
Wait, you worked with him once or twice? Once. Yep. All
right. So yeah, working with Wayne was super dope. And the biggest thing I learned, like we were talking about earlier, is just efficiency. You know, the guy is so seasoned and he's gone through so much of the trial and error process. He just knows exactly what he wants. But in order for him to have gotten to that stage, like you were saying, you got to swing the fucking bat.
Yeah.
And you gotta do a lot of, you know, like you say, push-ups, burpees, pull-ups. You gotta do a lot of repetition to get to a level where you then now know on site, this is what we're doing, this is not what we're doing.
Yeah, this dude said he got from Lil Wayne where he just goes in the booth and raps and just lets it out, right?
Yeah.
With your music and what you do, is that how the process is? Do you write?
Sometimes. I've written some songs like that.
Some songs written themselves?
But yeah, I'm definitely not like a freestyler. I don't think I can express myself just freestyling. Like I need to like sit, write, think about it, maybe come back, change some shit. So that's how I usually like to write.
Word.
I usually like to have the instrumental. You know, I'll create the instrumental with someone, and then I'll write it, and I'll think about it, and then I'll just like take a little voice note of how the cadence is of shit and the timing, and then I'll go in the studio and record it.
Who's some of your producers you fucking with right now?
Oh man, shout out my boy Morgoth. He's produced a couple record mines. Shout out my boy Taylor Joes and my boy Mike Authors. My guy Kevin, who's really good with mix and mastering. My boy Joel Woods fucking does a lot of my vocals and engineering.
I back in the day I used to mix and master too, all my own stuff. And like what I learned, bro, this is how I learned how to mix and master. I got Jay-Z's American Gangster album.
Yeah.
The acapella.
Okay.
I put headphones on and I just listened, bro. Like I just listened to it. There's sound effects that go in and out, left and right, panning, the echo, the delay, the mono, the stereo, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And my friend was a professional sound engineer. He still is. And I would literally like hear something that I was like, okay, how did they do that? I'd put on the headphones, but like, how do I do this? And he would take me to Pro Tools and be like this, bro. Like this is how you
try
do
to
it.
replicate some of those.
And
sounds
replicate, yeah. I didn't know, just from listening to music, you don't know this, but like for the most part, with hip hop is concerned, when it comes to a hook, everything is just panned out. And when it comes to the verse, everything just monoed in.
Yeah.
You get me? And so I didn't know about none of that prior to not listening to that album a cappella. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many little elements of building a song that as a listener who doesn't do that stuff, you'd have no clue all the little fucking shit that goes on.
It's crazy. There was a siren that came in and like it just wasn't like a noise. When you listen to it a cappella in headphones, it wraps around your head. Like it goes where, like that shit crazy. It's wild, bro. But yeah. Anyways, hope that answers your question, bro. Before we get out of here, we're gonna hit them with the Dear Internet. So you're gonna face this camera right here, and this is your message to everybody listening, bro. So you can start it with Dear Internet, and then say whatever you want.
Just whatever I want.
Whatever you want. This is your message to the internet, bro.
Okay, Dear Internet, no excuse, just produce.
All right. For more episodes like this, make sure you tune in, tap in, LIQpodcast.com. Please visit the website. We got a bunch of cool stuff up there. We got IG filters. We got merch. We got the episodes. We got some earful links up there for y'all to tap into. I'm excited for everywhere we're going. By the time you hear this, it is officially 2022. Happy New Year to every single one of you guys. Stay healthy. Stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? Catch me on the net. I ain't trying to get too close to nobody. Wait, real quick. You caught COVID yet?
I don't think I've caught the COVID.
You've never had it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, me either. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
it's corrugated wood.
Knock on these bones. knock on these bones.
Yeah, for real. All right, guys. See you guys next time. I'm excited to see you in the new year. Until next time, I love you guys. Peace.